Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's take a quick look outside our weather window on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Not much wind out there, a little bit of a breeze. Temperatures warmer than yesterday, but all in all, a beautiful mid to late August day all along north central Washington. A few clouds out there, but lots of sun. And yes, we did see a little bit of that haze. And I hope you had a chance to enjoy it because our things are going to begin to change as we get into Friday and Saturday. I think we have a good chance to see some showers late tomorrow afternoon, especially tomorrow night into the overnight, and possibly maybe a leftover shower for Saturday too. And not ruling out thunderstorms where we could see some local downpours. I don't expect a lot of lightning out of these thunderstorms because they do look fairly wet, but we're still not ruling out some of that lightning. And we'll talk much more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Governor Jay Inslee yesterday set new COVID-19 vaccinations for all school and higher ed teachers and staff and reimposed a mask mandate for indoor public facilities. The Washington Supreme Court followed the governor's lead and says anyone working for the state's highest judicial branch must be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 by November 1st. Okanagan County authorities say they'll not prosecute a rural Chelan woman who was arrested this week in the death of her husband. And East Wenatchee police are asking the public for help in identifying a suspect in a potential luring incident. But first, our top story tonight, the 25-mile fire burning off South Lake Chelan showed limited growth overnight Wednesday. As of this morning, the fire had burned just over 8,000 acres since starting Sunday afternoon. Level 3 evacuation notices remain in place for a wide area off South Lakeshore Drive. A Type 1 incident management team with additional firefighting resources is expected to arrive on Friday. This morning, Operations Manager Ryan Nichols talked about the plan of attack for today.
This is where the majority of the activity was yesterday, coming off the Pot Peak and in the 25-mile creek drainage proper. It's where most of the activities happen. Anticipate the same thing going on today. It's really working on, again, prepping the road for future firing operations and maintaining that situational awareness for spotting across the primary line that we have out there. A few places where it's squirted over the lines, need to tidy that up as best as possible. You get in with some dozer where applicable, and line with crews if we can't. Eventually tying it back into Yankee, going back towards the drain or towards the lake. Get some horsepower in there to tidy that up, fire where needed to clean up away from the line. And really put a secure edge on that nice anchor from the lake up and around the corner.
Governor Jay Inslee on Wednesday set new COVID-19 vaccinations for all school and higher ed teachers and staff and reimposed a mask mandate for indoor public facilities. Inslee's new executive orders come amid a surge in new COVID-19 infections and hospitalizations statewide and require vaccinations for all K-12 educators, school staff, coaches, bus drivers, volunteers, and others working in school facilities. It also affects employees in Washington's higher education institutions, as well as most child care and early learning providers.
These have not been easy decisions. I have not relished making them, but I'm confident that they are based on science and preserving life and allowing our kids to go to school. Those are good things in our state. The one thing I would ask for people is for everybody to be a leader here. I just happen to hold one office, but everybody in our state is a leader. You're a leader in your families, in your churches, in your businesses. I hope you'll talk to your people you care about this subject. Urge them to talk to their docs and then make a decision. We want everybody to keep the ball rolling. That's what we're doing in Washington.
I do not anticipate the need to shut down schools at all this year, but that is a function of how we behave. If we don't vaccinate, if we don't wear masks, if we don't do as much as we can to respond when there are cases, that's the natural result, because nobody in the state of Washington is going to expect us to keep schools open if there is massive spread of this thing and the hospitalization of individuals, adults or students, and God forbid the loss of life. What we do today matters. We is greater than me. And we have to wear face coverings now everywhere we go. We have to vaccinate at much higher levels, and we have to look out for each other. And that's what Washingtonians are going to have to do to get this thing so that we are the strong position in the chess match.
The governor's mask requirement applies to all people, vaccinated or otherwise, for spaces like grocery stores, restaurants, theaters, and other gathering places. There have been more than 468,000 confirmed total COVID-19 cases in Washington state and 6,269 deaths. In other news, the Washington Supreme Court followed the governor's lead and says anyone working for the state's highest judicial branch must be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 by November 1st. The order from the 9 justices was announced yesterday. It affects all staff, contractors, and volunteers working for them. The justices encouraged all lower courts in the state to adopt similar requirements. The Temple of Justice in Olympia, where the Supreme Court hears cases, remains closed to the public. When the court begins hearings in its fall term, they'll be conducted remotely. Okanagan County authorities say they will not prosecute a rural Chelan County woman who was arrested this week in the death of her husband. 58-year-old Celine Pulich was jailed Sunday after her 60-year-old husband, David Pulich, was found dead in their home on Antoine Creek Road, north of Chelan. The case was under investigation as a negligent homicide, but Celine Pulich was freed yesterday from the Okanagan County Jail after prosecutors announced they will decline to prosecute pending further investigation. The court case against her was dismissed. No further details surrounding the death of David Pulich were released. East Wenatchee police are asking the public for help in identifying a suspect in a potential luring incident. The East Wenatchee Police Department said yesterday the incident involved a female minor who was approached by a man in a large blue Suburban. Anyone with information on the vehicle or driver is asked to contact the Rivercom non-emergency line at 663-9911. Well, coming up next, a combined lawsuit challenging Washington's new capital gains tax came before a judge in Waterville yesterday. A new brew pub will be opening this fall in Pybus Public Market in the space that's been vacant since 2019. And an historic railroad bridge near Beverly was destroyed in a 20-acre brush fire Monday night. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hi, Stephen DeVilbiss here, Branch Manager of Beneficial and Home Care. We are an equal opportunity employer and we do not discriminate in employment or services. It is our mission to maximize our clients' physical health and sense of mental well-being while remaining in the comfort of their home. We are currently seeking professional caregivers who share our mission to help our clients live safely and comfortably at home. Call Beneficial and Home Care. Schedule your interview today, 509-663-7900.
Dr. Divis is proud to announce that Dr. Taylor Pedigo has joined the Wenatchee Dental Arts team. After much research, Dr. Pedigo chose Wenatchee Dental Arts as the place to practice and Wenatchee as the place to live. Dr. Pedigo is an honors graduate of the UCLA School of Dentistry and has made our valley his home. Wenatchee Dental Arts offers complete comprehensive dentistry from routine teeth cleaning to sedation dentistry. Wenatchee Dental Arts now offering 2 dentists to serve all your dental needs. Call for your appointment today. At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Welcome back. In another news, a combined lawsuit challenging Washington's new capital gains tax came before a judge in Waterville yesterday. The state attorney general's office says it should be thrown out because the law just went into effect and the plaintiffs can't so far show they're being harmed by the tax on sales of assets over $250,000 in value. If it goes forward, the state says the suit should be heard in an Olympia courtroom. Douglas County Judge Brian Huber says he'll issue a ruling on whether to dismiss the case in the coming weeks.
Your Honor, standing doesn't just arise because someone has to pay the tax. Paying the tax is not the only injury. We're also alleging injury from the existence of the tax, which we know is in effect now and will be operationalized in January of next year. And it includes impacts on values of assets. It includes plaintiffs having to engage in estate and tax planning in deciding whether to acquire or dispose of taxable assets this year before the tax becomes effective next year, and so forth. In consequence, plaintiffs have sufficiently alleged facts to establish that they will suffer an injury in fact. You don't have to suffer the injury now. You have to show that it's not unreasonably speculative that you will suffer an injury in the future.
Plaintiffs have not alleged and cannot allege that they know they will pay this tax because they just cannot possibly know that at this point. That is inherently speculative, and no amount of pleading can change that. And to be clear, Your Honor, it's not as though we're asking them to wait, 10 years to litigate the constitutionality of this tax. If a plaintiff really wants to, they could sell a capital asset early in 2022, incur capital gains, pay the tax early, and file a lawsuit. Certainly, that would be sufficient to create standing under the Uniform Declaratory Judgment Act. But what's not sufficient is just to say that we own capital assets that would be subject to the tax if we sold them and if we incurred gains of beyond $250,000.
With respect to my clients who live far away from Thurston County, where an action is proposed to be transferred, that would discourage a lot of farmers, people who live in rural areas, from challenging the constitutionality of unconstitutional tax laws. And we submit that would be contrary to the interest of justice.
It is true that the town of Waterville is the highest elevation of any incorporated city or town in the state of Washington, but I have no illusions that the Douglas County Superior Court is the highest court in the land, so to speak. It is inevitable, don't you think, that this case will end up in Olympia at some point?
It may, but that doesn't mean that it shouldn't be allowed to start anywhere an aggrieved taxpayer questions the constitutionality of the statute.
A new brew pub will be opening this fall in Pybus Public Market in the space that's been vacant since 2019 when Wenatchee Brew Pub left the market. Pybus announced yesterday that Seattle-based Hellbent Brewing will open the tap room featuring 20 Hellbent beers on tap along with ciders, a full bar, wine, and craft cocktails. Pybus said the tap room also will offer sandwiches, salads, and rice bowls. Hellbent Brewing first opened in Seattle in 2015. An historic railroad bridge near Beverly was destroyed in a 20-acre brush fire Monday night. The small bridge is part of the Palouse to Cascade State Park Trail, but is separate from the nearby Milwaukee Road Bridge currently being restored after a 2014 wildfire. Royal Slope Fire Chief Eric Lynn said Grant County lost a piece of its history in the fire, and he hopes the railroad bridge will be replaced as part of the state's ongoing restoration efforts. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
At Wenatchee Powersports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Powersports.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Time now for a weekly Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Tonight, NCWLIFE's Rachel Mandelis introduces us to Josie the dog.
This week on Pause for Pets, Jenny Ulrich, the volunteer and outreach coordinator for the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, introduces us to a very unique dog named Josie.
This is Josie, and she is our pet of the week this week. She is super special to all of us here. She has some special needs, and that's that she's deaf, but she doesn't let that stop her. She is such a sweet dog. She's kind of some of our favorites around here. She's gentle, she's easy to walk on a leash. She came here with her 3 puppies and was such a good mom. She's recently started going to playgroup with some of our gentle players. Her only downside is that she kind of had a hard stare when we tested her with the cats, so she's probably best in a no-cat home. But overall, Josie's like one of the easiest dogs working with in a long time.
If you are interested in meeting and adopting Josie, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and 2:30 to 5 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
All right, time to take a check of that weather for today, and it wasn't bad. In fact, we were just about normal for this time of year. 85 today, 86 is normal, 66 our overnight low temperature, slightly above where we should be at 61, 103 our record in 1967, 48 our record low in 1973. Sun came up at 6:03 and will set tonight for us at 8:05. Let's get right into the meat of our forecast, and tonight we will see more of that haze. We did see a little bit of that today. It will be just a bit breezy overnight tonight with mild overnight lows in the mid-60s. As we get you into Friday, looks like a changing weather pattern. We will see 30% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. That goes up to a 50% chance for evening thunderstorms as we get a little bit later in the evening, about 9 o'clock. Boy, we're hoping we don't see any of that lightning. For now, it looks mainly wet. Saturday, partly cloudy. Still maybe a leftover shower or two right smack dab in the center of the state. So we'll keep about a 30% chance for showers and 80 degrees on Saturday. Getting into the end of the weekend on Sunday, high pressure here, low pressure here, and that causes some windy conditions. And we will see that on Sunday throughout north central Washington. Seasonably cool, too, with high temperatures still around 80 to 82 degrees. As we kick off your next work week, sunny with temperatures still below zero, but not much wind. It's going to be a nice day with highs in the lower 80s for Monday. Getting into Tuesday, not much weather change. Sunny and warmer. We will see highs in the mid-80s as a little bit of a ridge right here begins to build once again. But once again, we're going to see a warm-up, especially by Wednesday, sunny and even warmer with high temperatures in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Let's take a look now at that 7-day forecast. Tonight, 64, 80 tomorrow, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night, a 30% chance for maybe a thunderstorm and some rain on Saturday, and then 80 on Sunday before we warm up next week. And by Wednesday, sunny and 89. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's Sports Report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not. He's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow, provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. The Mariners continue to ride solid pitching and good defense in a late summer push towards the playoffs. Yes, I said playoffs. Both were prevalent again in last night's 3-1 win over Texas. Marco Gonzalez put together another quality start, going 5 1/3 innings and picked up his 5th win, allowing no runs on 6 hits with 3 strikeouts and a walk. Kyle Seager continues to hit well against Texas, smacking his 36th career home run against the Rangers last night.
Yoxie out to right field. Another one going deep for Kyle Seager. Number 27. Flexen's a fan. And Kyle Seager just continues to pulverize the Texas Rangers. And the Mariners have a 2-0 lead right away.
As Aaron mentioned, for Kyle, his 27th home run, exit below of 106, 421 feet. On the changeup out to right field. You see the Mariners score early.
15% of Seager's Major League home runs have come against Texas. That's second behind Mark Trout for most against a single team. After Texas pulled to within one with back-to-back doubles in the 7th, J.P. Crawford added some insurance in the 8th.
Top of the order, J.P. Crawford. Out to right field. Garcia makes the catch plenty deep. Kelnick comes home and scores for some insurance. Meanwhile, Raleigh takes third on a sac fly off the bat of J.P. Crawford, and the Mariners extend the lead 3-1.
Seattle scored its 3 runs on just 4 base hits on the night. While manager Scott Service would like to see more offense, he's certainly happy with his pitching staff.
The guys have done a great job. You know, the guys out of the bullpen have been very aggressive, and our starting pitching as well. So it has been a key for us. It does limit the traffic and the opportunities, and you're just not in as much trouble. You don't give up the free bases. So the complete game was not going to happen again. I just wasn't going to let him go that deep. But certainly they laid off some pitches at the top of the zone. They were conscious of it. Again, it's easy that, you know, Marco lives right on the top rail of that strike zone, and it's hard to, distinguish what's a strike, what do I take. We've seen Fulte a lot, and he has started to throw a lot more breaking balls to us, and you see some guys pulling off some balls. You know, we got to get back into probably, taking some of those pitches to right field the opposite way. Just take your singles. I thought like the Toro at bat there in the last inning. You keep getting the changeups and the off-speed pitches to stay inside the ball. We got to get back to doing that.
Mariners and Texas wrapping up that 3-game series earlier today. The Mariners going for the sweep. It was Seattle able to gain ground in the wild card race with Oakland and Boston both losing yesterday. The A's fell to the White Sox 3-2 as Luis Robert went 3 for 4 for Chicago with 2 RBIs. Shohei Ohtani hit his league-leading 40th home run in the Angels' 3-1 win in Detroit. Justin Upton also went deep for Los Angeles in that one. Hunter Dozier hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 7th for Kansas City as the Royals beat Houston 3-2. Game 2 of the West Coast League Championship Series is tonight in Corvallis. The Knights are in a must-win situation with Yakima Valley leading the best-of-3 series 1-0. First pitch at Goss Stadium 6:35 if Corvallis wins. wins. Deciding third game would be tomorrow night at the same time in Corvallis. Well, the Seahawks continue implementing a new offense during training camp as they prepare to take on the Broncos Saturday at Lumen Field. Russell Wilson says they're making progress and should have things ready by the time the regular season begins in September.
I think we're doing a great job. I think that there's a couple things we got to tune up here and there, but I think we're gonna be really excellent on offense. I think we're gonna be able to move the ball really well. We have great confidence in what we're doing. Me and Shane on the same page. We have a great sense of what we're trying to do and how we're trying to do it. We're trying to put ourselves in the toughest positions possible in certain series, certain plays, and everything else. And it's good. It's good. It's a good reps. Our defense looks great too. So we're gonna have a really good football team this year. We're excited about it, and we're excited about what we can do and how we're gonna do it. We got to do it together, and it's going to be fun. I think Shane's going to be great in it.
Wilson says he's not sure if he'll see any playing time Saturday night against Denver. One thing for sure is that left tackle Dwayne Brown will not play as he and Seattle continue discussions about his contract.
Well, I think anytime Dwayne's not out there, it's yes, you always want your star left tackle out there, so just trusting the process, hoping that it works out, because we definitely need him. That'd be huge for us. He's been one of the best in the game, obviously, but I think, I'm sure it'll get figured out and worked out. That's what I'm hoping for and wanting.
Wilson says the Brown is an ultimate pro and will be ready when the time comes to strap on the pads and play ball.
He's probably the most physically fit guy on our team. He's not, he's so athletic. He used to play tight end in high school. He's a guy who's a really athletic player. He can really run. He gets out of his stance really well. He's super strong. I mean, the guy's doing like 20 pull-ups in here, and at his size to do 20 pull-ups is crazy. And he'll do like 3 sets of them with a weighted vest on sometimes, so he can do it all. I mean, I think that the thing about Dwayne is, he's really cerebral. He understands the game, and he's our leader up front. He's one of those guys that can really, demonstrate the game, how the game's supposed to be played.
Seattle and Denver kick off Saturday night at 7 in the second preseason game. You can watch it all on Q13 Fox. Well, fall practice got underway yesterday for area high school football teams. Here you see the Eastmont Wildcats going through the drills as they prepare for their season opener in just 15 days. Coach Michael Don told me that even though most of his team played a COVID-shortened season just months ago, they're a long way from being ready.
You would be amazed at how much a high school kid can forget in a few months. I am every year, and so we're always amazed at that. But it is. The guys are excited. It's a lot quicker turnaround. Normally, one of the things that's the hardest about football is you spend 9 months working for 3 months of playing. And you still only play 10 games. It's different than every other sport. In baseball, they play 100 million games in the summer. In basketball, they go pick up and they play all the time. Football is one of the last sports where you work a heck of a lot more than you play. So this year they had a lot smaller gap where they had to do all the work, and now they get it right back into play.
Eastmont and the rest of the Big Nine back to a 10-game schedule. Here you see Eastmont's schedule. After 3 non-league games to start the season, they'll play the Bridge of Sportsmanship against Wenatchee September 24th. You can see my entire interview with Coach Don tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll have more on the Wenatchee Panthers next week. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you so much, Eric. And that is going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
The NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's Learn, Guada TV, Street Talk and Other Stuff, the 12th District, Life with Lisa, and the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station.